fans and YouTubers and all you new subscribers. This is VA Dallas Cowboy fan coming back at you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. I make these videos for me and you, and sometimes they're a little therapeutic, at least for me. Welcome all you new subscribers. If you don't know me, I'm VA Dallas Cowboy fan, also known as Derek. I am not a police officer. I work security. A lot of people tend to miss that. But I love my job. I love the Dallas Cowboys. I love my family. Not in that order. And today, I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible. Because, let's face it, we are having issues. And a lot of it on the offensive side of the ball can be fixed. It's that defense and special teams that's going to kill us. And I'm going to go position by position real quick and let you know what I think 3 weeks in. Coaching, predictable. It's looking like the same stuff that we've seen before. Some people are calling for Kellen Moore's head. I don't know why, when we're actually putting up points. His side of the ball, I'm not so worried about. He's doing what he's got to do to try and get us in position to win sometimes, but a lot of the play calling can be suspect. What does work, works very well, and what doesn't work is glaringly obvious when it doesn't work. Defense, coaching, it's a whole new staff with a bunch of players, and it's just going to look as jacked up as it's been, unfortunately. QB play. Everybody who wanted Andy Dalton got a shot to look at him, and he didn't come through with his 2 attempts. One was a passing attempt, and he was flushed out of the pocket, incomplete pass, and another was a handoff to Zeke, which did not result in a touchdown upon second look. Our quarterback, QB1, number 4, Dak Prescott. His numbers are glaringly high in pass attempts, pass completions, yardage. We should not have him throwing that much, and I find that as a problem when we are not balancing our running and our passing. Now, I get that he wants to have the ball when the game's on the line. What quarterback doesn't? But let's try to, balance this out with at least trying some play action, bootlegs, or design runs with his legs. Not because he has to scramble out of the pocket more times than not, okay? Running backs. Tony Pollard, people are calling for his head on kick returns. That's understandable. He's been kind of screwing the pooch on that a lot lately, especially this year for some reason. And he's getting less and less action on the offensive side of the ball since week 1. I don't know what's going on with that, but I think the main reason is because the offensive line is so bad that they need Zeke Elliott in there to hold up for pass protection most of the time. So they can't really cycle in Pollard to do anything when Zeke has to pass protect. The third running back, Rico Dowd, I think his name is. He's barely getting any snaps. They're mainly on special teams anyway. And that's all he's going to be good for this year, apparently. Wide receivers. They say that CeeDee Lamb, the reason he wasn't in those last couple plays where Noah Brown was, is because of Coach McCarthy said playing time. Other people report that it was an injury on the special teams play. I think it's more injury than playing time because the way that the defender hit him in his leg, it kind of, bent the wrong way at his knee. And I think they took the side of precaution more than trotting him back out there, even with the game on the line. And that's fine because he needs to stay healthy too. Of course, Coop and Gallup are trying to do their best. They're trying to get open. We had some dropsies, but for the most part, if you give them time and space, these guys are money. Tight ends, we've had our injuries there. Blake Bell has done some things. Dalton Schultz has shown that he and Jarwin, if you want to go 2 tight end sets, can definitely bring you something like the Eagles do and the Patriots used to do with their tight ends. We can have a program where 2 tight ends can go out in formations like that and run routes. I didn't think much of Schultz, but he has definitely proven me wrong in that regard. He can at least get up and get the ball most times, but his pass protection needs to be cleaned up as well. There was some times that the route that he ran towards the end zone that he didn't get the touchdown, which would have really helped us in that Seahawks game. He needs to run a crisper route. It looked like he was lackadaisical in his route running, and he ran basically right towards the defender. He didn't try to cut back, throw the guy off his line or anything. He just kind of dawdled his way down the field, and when it was time to go for the ball, you were wondering why the defender closed in on you, because you didn't shake him. You didn't do anything to make him not know the ball was going to you, you know? But other than that, he looks pretty good. Our offensive line. Oh, Jesus Christ. Where do we start with that? You got Lael Collins, who might be done for the season, even though y'all keep telling us he might be back, which I don't even know what to take with that one, because you say the doctors don't know what's wrong with him. The front office doesn't know what's wrong with him, and he's not saying a word, so we don't really know what's going on there. Tyron Smith, we hope to get back this week, but from the words right now, he's practicing, but he's not able to do full contact drills yet. So, for a guy who's missed 3 games every year since 2016, and starting to miss games this early in the season, I'm starting to look at his replacement. I'm sorry to say it, he's an all-pro, but if we're going to keep this line going the way we've been doing it these past couple years, we need somebody to step up and possibly take over at left tackle, because his injuries are starting to creep up on him every year now. He is signed through 2023, and 2021 is the first year you can then cut him and get some cap relief. So who knows what they're going to do with that. Connor Williams, he has not shown us anything this year that would say that he is taking the next step. He is a weak link, and if he's bad, but they still put Connor McGovern as inactive every week, then you know something is wrong on both Connors. Williams can't get right, and McGovern can't get on the field. So something's going on with those 2 Connors. Maybe they really scouted wrong on that one. Tyler Biotish got his first play in action. If he bulks up and can help out in the run game, that'll be great. The pass protection, he is there already. So we'll have to see if they go with him at center moving on, because he's definitely an upgrade over Joe Looney. Joe Looney, I love the guy. He's a great personality, great character. And center position, I think he can move on from that. If he has to be put in at guard, put him in at guard. He looked better doing that more than center. Zach Martin, of course, he can pretty much line up almost anywhere on the line and still be all pro. And Brandon Knight, yes please, he can be our swing tackle for the future. I like him. He's held up the most out of the tackles right now. Terrence Steele, get rid of him as soon as you can. Speaking of that, the Cowboys did sign a Jordan Mills right tackle to the practice squad. We will see what's going to happen with him. Hopefully, if he can come in and play anywhere near better than Terrence Steele, he's going to be right tackle moving on. But if Tyron Smith comes back, then it will be Brandon Knight kicked out to right tackle. All right, that's the offensive side. Like I said, it's not the worst, but they can still put up points when they need to. Defense. Here's where we fail. The defensive line to begin with is poor. Alden Smith is the only one who's putting in work, and he hasn't been on the field in 4 years. Dontari Poe, is he even on the team? That seemed like a waste of money, a waste of time. And remember how we Cowboy fans hyped it up when he got on the team? Him and Gerald McCoy. McCoy didn't make it through training camp. He got injured. And Poe is just non-existent. So where are you fans that hate everybody else on the team? Why aren't you going at Poe too? Since you hate the quarterback, you hate the running back, you hate everybody else. Go at Poe too. He needs it to be cussed out too. Tristan Hill has shown that he needs some work, but he's kind of better than what he definitely showed that first year, which was mainly on the bench. So he's definitely doing something better. He's still like Randy Gregory, making boneheaded decisions sometimes, especially when it comes with roughing the passer. Him and Randy Gregory seem to have that in common. When we can get off the field, there's always a roughing the passer somewhere between those two. Now Gallimore, he's trying to get in playing time in between, but you got Antoine Woods ahead of him as well, and Tyrone Crawford. Those guys you don't really hear about, but Antoine Woods did get a sack Sunday. I mean, you don't hear these guys because they're not doing anything. Tank Lawrence, that's just an embarrassment right now. People calling him Where's Waldo because he's the most talked and he's the most disappeared. You know, I don't know what to tell you on that one, but it starts at the line and they are not doing their job. So the rest of the secondary is getting exposed every time you turn around, you know. Let's see, linebackers. You got General Lee and you got Van Der Esch, both missing action with injuries and on IR. When they come back, I think they'll be even more stable. But Jalen Smith and Joe Thomas are trying to do their best to hold it down, and they're not a liability, basically. Secondary, Jesus Christ. When your best guy in the secondary is a rookie, something's wrong. I get it that most of them are hurt. You had the guy who opted out. You got injured players. You're shuffling around all of the DBs trying to find the best combination. But your corners, you had a bunch of numbers, and they're not showing up. The safeties, that's just piss poor every year since we've been telling you that we need another safety. But they just, regardless, they just don't want to do it for some reason. Defensive tackle we cried about, and at least at first it looked like the running game, we have finally settled that. They're not running all over us anymore, but now they're throwing all over us, and that's now something they got to clean up. Other quick little housekeeping notes. Defensive tackle Rondell Carter, that we were ecstatic about getting on the practice squad. He was highly touted coming out of JMU. Undrafted free agent. A lot of people wanted him, and we picked him up. Thought it was a good pickup, but apparently, because of the rotations we have now, he decided that if he's never going to see the field, he doesn't want to be with us. So he terminated his contract with the Cowboys and decided to sign with the Indianapolis Colts because he has a better shot to crack the starting lineup than with the Cowboys. I give it to him. He's got to do what he's got to do. But, you know, you don't hear that often where somebody terminates their contract with us on purpose to get out of there just to play for somebody else because they're not getting any playing time. You don't hear that. So, and all, basically, if you made it this far through the video, thank you. In summary, this team, I'm calling a red shirt. This is a red shirt year. No off season, no contact through most of this pandemic, and then you only got what, a month, less than a month of training camp and 3 games, and every fan wants your head. You can't get mad when we've got players that never played together before. That injuries are making these guys interchangeable, so they're never getting cohesion. The communications are bad. You can't coach up somebody in 3 days a week to put in a whole new scheme. So, yes, we're going to look bad. So, I chalk this one up to just a redshirt year. Shit's going to happen. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. I'm not going to cry about it anymore because there's just no way this was going to work out during this year. There was no way, the way this year has started out, that we were going to step out here and be great. Sorry. If you want some context, Jimmy Johnson, everybody touts him in his 90s Cowboys, right? Well, when did he get on? 1989, right? When was his first Super Bowls? 1992. That's 3 years. 3 years of getting the personnel you want and getting everybody coached up the right way that you want them before you have success. So 3 games. Good Lord, people, calm down, relax. It's not all going to come together just because you had 3 games and you're crying about a safety. Look at Tom Landry. He's been with the team since its inception, 1960. When was his first Super Bowl? 1971. That's 11 years of building up a team from scratch before any of that cohesion worked and they had success. Well, the ultimate success. So, everybody 3 weeks in, stop crying. Stop getting down. Stop. Stop crying for Earl Thomas like he's going to come in and save the day. Jeez. I tell you now, I don't know what's wrong with Earl. I don't have a clue. But if the Texans sent him on and they still worked out the 5 other safeties, something's wrong on his end. I don't care. Y'all can sit here and say on his Instagram he said something. His agent said something, but the team said something and the NFL said something, and it's not what he says. So I'm gonna have to side with the team because they sent him home. I can't side with a player who says, "Oh, something else happened and that's why I left." No, you didn't leave. Everybody officially said they sent you home. There's a difference. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm not gonna worry about Earl Thomas no more. He's now an afterthought. I made that video. I'm done with him. I don't want to talk about him no more. Just like I didn't want to talk about the Dak Prescott contract after, 3 months of everyday coverage. I'm done. Moving on. We're on to Cleveland. Let's do it. Let's start putting our heads together for that. Let's get the game plan in. Let's get our walkthroughs, okay? Fans, relax. It's going to happen over time. Y'all just got to be patient. Stop wanting everything right now, right now. Relax. We're going to get there, okay? It may not happen this year. It might not happen next year. Just give it time. We got nothing but time. All right. If you made it this far, thank you again for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. Thank you again to all my new subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if anything else happens, we'll get it to you. Be a Dallas Cowboy fan, out.